All right, so let's do a review of the Susbie old-fashioned smoker kit. And I hope I'm pronouncing Susbie right. I'm not sure how that translates from Mandarin. But so we've got some of this out here. I've set it up already. I'm not going to bother with the unboxing. That's a waste of time. Everybody hates listening to unboxings. Let's just get right down to the nitty-gritty of it, shall we? So I've got my drink here. And the idea of this is to use a blowtorch to add a smoky flavor to your whiskey. And of course, it works for other drinks as well, but I personally think whiskey and bourbon is the most optimal drink to try this with. So that's what we're going to do. So here we go. All right, so we've got some instructions here. You have to take the instructions with a grain of salt. Again, this is a product that's probably made in Yiwu, China, a place full of factories and not a lot of quality control. So when you read this, it's like, what the hell is this even trying to say? You have to use some common sense. And of course, my record with common sense is sporadic at best. So we've got the drink on the rocks here. I've added a stout quantity of this here. This is Four Roses small batch Kentucky bourbon. And by the way, props to Jennifer Rose for gifting this to me for my 50th birthday. Tons of props there because that was unexpected and really a lot of fun to try out. So I haven't actually done this yet. So we've got all the ingredients here. It looks a little cluttered. I tried to add some seasonal flair there, but whatever. So the idea here is to take wood chips and basically incinerate them with a blowtorch so that the smoke enters the drink and therefore then flavors it. So let's give it a shot and see how it goes. Now, speaking of poor instructions, the kit also came with this narrow cleaning brush and a spoon. Now, I have no idea what the cleaning brush is for. Of course, the instructions don't mention it. And the same goes for this pair of wooden dice, of all things. Again, no idea what its purpose is, but what do you expect from that? All right, so here we go. We're going to try this as it is. So basically, we have a wooden unit here. And I should dump this right here. All right, so this is called the chimney. And it goes on top of the glass of whiskey. There you have it. Now, as you can see, the chimney, which is that indentation heading into the drink, has some holes for ventilation. This is where the smoke from the incinerated wood chips enters the drink. And then you place the top on it to keep it bottled up. I don't know for how long, because of course the instructions don't say that. Here's a metal screen that goes into the chimney hole. Now the idea here is to add some wood chips. The kit, which I think is kind of cool, comes with 4 different varieties. You've got apple, oak, cherry, and this is pecan, and I've rather arbitrarily chosen pecan, or pecan as we say in other parts of the country. And we take just about a pinch of it. Shouldn't be too much. And I'm going to add that into the chimney hole there in the metal mesh. Okay, now it's time to use the main attraction here. This is the blowtorch. Now, you have to buy butane separately. It doesn't say that in the instructions, of course. But the butane enters that tiny hole you see in the middle there. And if you press it down, it fills the torch very easily. So there's really nothing to that. It's a very simple process, but you wouldn't know that by the instructions, which doesn't say a goddamn thing about it. So then the idea is to take this blowtorch, there we go, we got a nice blue flame, and to burn the chips for 3 to 5 seconds. Again, we've got the pecan wood chips in there, so let's do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We got a good smoke there. Now let's place the top onto it. Now supposedly the smoke is supposed to enter the drink. And I don't know how long you're supposed to keep this on here to let the drink absorb the smoke because, surprise, surprise, the instructions don't say that. But I would say maybe 30 seconds or so to avoid really dragging out this video, and we should be good to go. All right, so for the sake of the video, let's just do it. Now, notice the graphic on the label shows that very visual effect of the smoke coming out. I don't think we're going to see that just because, you know, reality never meets expectations. But let's take this off and see what we've got. Well, we do have some smoke action there, so that's a good sign. I'm not sure if the smoke will actually infuse into the flavor of this, but the whiskey or the bourbon has changed color. It's become more of a gauzy, almost pasty looking whitish on there. So let's just kind of stir that. And I should mention the smell is very strong, so that's a good sign too. All right, so here's the moment of truth. Can we taste the smoke from the incinerated chips? Whew. Well, the smell is extremely strong. On first taste, I don't really get much of a difference. But okay, now it's been about 10 seconds. I'm getting a little bit of the smoke in the aftertaste, so there's a little bit of a delayed reaction there. But I can't say that it's unnoticeable. It's actually pretty noticeable. I think the next time I do this, I'm going to keep the chimney cap on here longer. And that will work to keep the initial, or actually that will prompt the initial punch of the smell or the taste of it to be pretty good. Now the smell is really strong. You know, I feel like I just stuck my head into a hibachi grill. Not to be confused with a Hitachi, which I think is a sex toy, but a hibachi grill like burnt charcoal. I'm getting a strong note of that in the smell more so than the taste, but it does come through in the taste after a short delay. So that's the Susbie old-fashioned smoker kit, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you enjoyed this video. You know, first time never really hits it perfectly, but I think we've got a good prospect here going forward. Peace out, guy.